Okay, sounds good. Yeah, same.
Alright.
Let me know when you're ready.
Intro.
Alright, so we're live. I'm True. I'm joined here with Lexire, and we're commentating the quarterfinals showcase for NAMT 2023. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys, and I can't wait to show you guys this motherfucking pool, because this pool is kind of cool. It's probably the best pool out of the pool so far, and I hope you're gonna enjoy these picks. Okay, so we can move into pick number 1, if we set this up. And, okay, this is the speed pick. It's Zen Yoku Button Q by Squid. It's on 1.5. And guess the BPM of this stream, I think it's like 300 or something. It's over 300 for sure. It's 1.05. But anyways, yeah, stream. Have fun.
It's a squid map, so I think you know what to expect.
Yeah, it's funny because actually I just noticed this now. Last year for quarterfinals we had a squid map as well for the stream pick. Us Feeling Vision. But oh yeah, the background. Yeah, have fun. The background is not lewd, but so yeah, streams. So this is like, you know, your usual squid map where it starts to get really hard halfway through.
I don't think there's much you can say about streams when it's pretty straightforward. So you got races there, so that makes a difference.
And not really too much to say.
The short pick as well, only 1 minute 25.
So you're really testing these fundamentals when it comes to these stream picks.
White.
Rice 2. Oops. We should... Rice 2.
There we go.
Yeah, okay, so Rice 2 is Kami algorithm. It's... The original BPM is 200, but this one is 230 BPM and it has the bursts removed. So it's just pure jump stream. It's a pure jump stream tester. So have fun.
That background is quite something.
Oh, come on. Like, at least it's not like, you know... What? Last round. Yeah. Okay, that last round was a little bit egregious.
Well...
Yeah, okay, so this is, you know, jump stream for 2 minutes. Broken jump stream. Jump stream. Have fun. It's a little bit dense. Actually, it's like medium density. It's like fun.
Another pretty short pick. Barely 2 minutes.
Yeah, so you just have to be consistent for 2 minutes. But yeah, that's what we're testing here. And these, you know, these patterns, they're not full jump streams, they're broken, so it can pose a little bit of a challenge for accuracy, and since you can't go completely autopilot, you can almost go autopilot, but you can't go completely autopilot.
There's a good amount of hands here compared to the last section.
And this section is a little more rolly than the previous section, but you're gonna get some more jump stream near the end. And the density is gonna pick up just a little bit.
That will be Rice 2.
And Rice 3, this is gonna be
By me.
one of our very own mappers, Alexire. It's gonna be Orbital Strike.
What's
It's
it called?
3 minutes of... No. You're gonna see. Wait. That person is hitting extremely early. Did you change the sync for this? I think you changed sync for this. Oops. Yeah, okay, so this is kind of munted. I think the sync was changed. Oops. I think, yeah, so as you can see, the hit bar is kind of early, but you know, you just gotta live with this. But you know, okay, going on to this map, yeah, so maybe there's some more to say when the drop comes, but you're seeing a little bit of what's to come. You've got these sort of gluts mixed with these bursts.
I had to cut this because the original is over 4 minutes. No, it's exactly 4 minutes, my bad.
Oh my god, this replay is broken.
Yeah, this replay is...
Because this one was originally for the replay over 4 minutes. God.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
Okay, but hopefully I can tell you something about this map. So right now there's a drop, and maybe you're gonna see this in the first half and the second half, and if you drop, this is how it goes. Yeah, so apologies for that, but and now we're going to be getting into the second half of this map. And this is the second half of the pick. It's a little bit less dense on the jumps, but there's a little more. It's definitely harder with the patterns. This is kind of our consistency-oriented pick. It's a little bit stream-oriented.
Yeah, I had to cut the map there. It's just a simple outro, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so you did not cut a part in between, since that would have been disastrous for the replay.
No,
but okay,
no.
This was Rice 3. This was kind of the consistency pick. It's a little bit stream oriented, as you can see in the burst, but this is going to be Rice 4. is going to test a little more. This is going to test a little more variety. So if you know the song, there's a little bit of a speed up 2/3 of the way through, and you're going to have not only your speed tested, but sort of your back skills and jump stream skills and so on and so forth. I'd say it's less like stream oriented. There's fewer sorts of lambs as you might see in single streams. And this is a little less burst oriented, and it's got some more jump streamy patterns.
I mean, it's a vocal dub, so you can expect quite the change in snaps throughout.
Right, and here's the first drop. You're seeing some light jump streams, some speed-oriented light jump stream, I'll say, but it's not just speed. There's also some, there's some gluts in here, so it's got quite the variety. Okay, maybe I should say that if you want something with quite the variety, then Rice 6 will be the map with quite the variety, but I'd say this works more as kind of a mixed pick. Rice 4, then. And now we're just gonna have a repeat of what was before. We're just gonna, do the same little verse here. And after that, that's where things kind of go wild. Because you got the speed up, if you're familiar with Shusai no Elementalia. And all I'm going to say is, have fun.
Does the BPM increase?
It does. It goes from 165 to 187.
That's fun.
Yeah, have fun. Let's go. Alright, so Rice 4 is done. Rice 5 is going to be a map that some of you might be intimately familiar with, and it's going to be kind of a bursty map. It's going to be sensed by line. It's a loved map, but we thought it was appropriate for this round since it tests your burst ability. I wouldn't say it's stream-based, but you'll see what's up. It's very... You really need to have your fundamentals down to play this map.
I believe this was the first map I ever favorited, which is funny, because I was never able to play this, and I still am not. But I find this one to be quite enjoyable.
Yeah. And just listening to the song, it's so nerve-inducing.
This song is partially why I favorited it back then.
Yeah, so looking at these bursts, you might think that they're manipulable, and they are manipulable, but you're going to drop a lot of act if you manip them. So you really have to trade off manipping and acting. It's kind of an act versus combo trade-off.
There's a good amount of very short holds in here that can throw you off. And some mini jacks.
We got some mini jacks to in between the bursts. Something you can't really go autopilot on.
This next part trips me up every time.
It's all manipulable, but if you try to manipulate, you'll lose a lot of back.
Yeah, that's what happens. Whenever I play this file, that just ends up with me getting like a 90.
Yeah, and these flams are like kind of fast, so you really have to have some sort of trade-off. And this so I'm gonna say that this hold, it glitches out if you have a Percy skin, so just be warned. Practice this before you play because there is a glitch if you have a Percy skin on. Be very careful. And you just have to really just keep your composure through this. Going into the final section, which is just more bursts.
I'd argue this is easier than the previous section, but that's not to say it's easy at all.
I would say it's very, very nerve-wracking to deal with when you've been on a good run, and especially on a tournament run.
That final burst can get you at the end.
Yeah. Okay, we're done with the first 5 Rice. Rice 6, the tech pick. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be Fidelity Crisis 1.1 by High 19.
This one's gonna be quite funny.
If you haven't seen this file, you're in for a motherfucking treat. This one just kind of throws the kitchen sink at you in terms of variety. So, as you can see, it starts off relatively unassuming. There's kind of a stream, there's kind of LUTs. It's kind of similar to what you saw in Orbital Strike, but it starts to get kind of spicy a third of the way through, and yeah, even those patterns, that mini jack.
Nice jacks. Oh, nice long jack.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that long jack. Enjoy. Yeah, so there's some long jacks that you'll have to play through. I'm not sorry. And that that pattern going into the jack, that's a little bit troll. We're in a little bit of a break section. And the patterns get rigid once again. There's some trills, there's some bursts. You really have to be careful. But on the other hand, it's a 3.5 minute long map, and there's, you know, a lot of room to take back your score, even if you've screwed up on one of the long jacks.
Still a good portion left, indeed.
And now we're getting into the final quarter of the song, which has some rolly stuff. You're gonna see what goes on.
Gets much more bursty over here.
Yeah, so those aren't so hard, but you have to be a little bit careful transitioning in and out of these guys. Yeah, and you have some troll patterns going into the end. You got some troll 3-note jacks. You know, the whole kitchen sink.
The anchors in this are quite patterns, you could say.
Alright, so that's going to be the end of the Rice Pool Whirlwind pick with Identity Crisis. But now we're going to go to Hybrid 1. This is X by Ichigaki. And this is... it's quite technical. It's kind of an extension of the last round's Hybrid 1.
I remember this having some very interesting long note tech usage, or just some very small LNs. Or was that another dip this?
There's some LN flamjacks. I don't know what to call them, but you're gonna see them come up pretty soon. But already we're seeing some pretty technical stuff going on. And I think it's this next section where you might see what Elixir is referring to.
Yes, these.
Yeah, these patterns. They're a lot of fun to play through.
With Bodhi 7.8, these can be quite the challenge to hack.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That jack is pretty easy to rush. I believe we're gonna be getting into a little bit of a rice section. There's some LN schlongs, not too much in the way as far as LNs go.
I do believe they can definitely trip you up just by the looks of them alone.
Yeah, it's definitely reading test more than anything, but it shouldn't be so bad otherwise. Oh, and that transition is a little bit tricky.
These LN Graces can trip you up for sure.
And that's going to do it for Hybrid 1, left bracket X, right bracket. And now Hybrid 2, this is going to be something that a lot of you will be familiar with. We're going to have Extra, also known as X7124.
This was used in 40M.
This was used in 40M4 Grand Finals.
And here we are seeing it in Quarterfinals.
That's right. So, at the beginning, the first half is LN biased, and the second half is a little more Rice biased. So, here you got some flams to contend with. Just gotta keep your accuracy steady. But the real meat of it comes in the second half. And I'd say it's right around here that it starts to pick up in difficulty. You're going to see some LNs that you have to contend with.
Density increases here, or well, not anymore.
Yeah, so that was a short LN section, and after this, you're going to have some alternating sections of Rice and LNs in the draw. So let's roll. And here comes the LN section of the drop. We got some gluts coming up here. And you got a little bit of a speed section coming up soon. Some of these patterns are quite fast.
The rice definitely sticks out in this later half.
And you have to be a little bit careful not to drop anything at the end. I've seen numerous people choke at the end. Not a good experience. So that's going to be Hybrid 2. Hybrid 3 is going to be Insane by Alex Dunk. I believe this was almost going to be put in 40M 2023, but I think it was rejected at some point. But here it is in NAMT. So this one is going to be a little more physical, a little less technical than Hybrid 1.
I believe I remember all the easier sections being significantly easier than the genuinely like hard parts.
Yeah, so this one is testing your physicality a little more than Hybrid 1, but it's also kind of got these LNs in between. So it's less technical, more physical.
It's definitely heavy on the jacks, as we saw earlier, but we're getting it a little more bursty over here with the 6, 8s. I can't really tell. Yes, there.
Oh yeah.
Much more technical over here with Ellen's increasing in density as the pitch, that synth, whatever you call that.
I'd say like these patterns are more autopilotable than they were for left bracket X right bracket, but they're a little denser as well.
Significant amount of shields here.
Yeah, and this is kind of a repeat of the previous section. See, there's some hybrids, some rice stuff, some juicy rice action going on.
There were some mini jacks hidden in those bursts, which can definitely trip you up if you're trying to go autopilot for speed stuff like this.
Yeah, so it's not exactly the biggest walk in the park. That's going to do it for the hybrids. So there are 3 hybrids. There's going to be 3 LNs. It's still best of 9, first of 5. So we're going into LN1. That's going to be our density pick. It's going to be Hera by Krute.
Quite familiar with this one, as it was supposed to be used in Speedolite 3 as a qualifier, but was eventually dropped.
Right, and this one is... It's got these trademark Kruke anchor inverses, and... This is meant to test your density skills, really.
That's definitely what it was trying to be here.
Alright, now we're gonna go into our drop. And as you can see, there's density, there's some anchors, there's some jacks. They aren't as intrusive as they were in Exile, but keep in mind this is 185 BPM, so they can be a little bit fast.
It's quite the straightforward density pick. It does what it's supposed to do.
But there's the ending coming up, and this is when the
there.
anchors are coming up. You know,
on both hands.
You just gotta focus on the anchor and not forget about the fact that you're playing an anchor, because otherwise it's gonna mess with you. You really don't want to mind block that hard.
That mini jack.
That was
There's quite a few of them throughout, and that jack as well.
Yeah, so there's some elements that can trip you up in this otherwise straightforward density pick.
On to LN2, we have...
That's Invincible by Def Kev. Shout out to anyone who was alive in the early 2010s who probably... Yeah, and Miku Aimbot V1SS this. Insane score, by the way. Because this file is just release. It's a release nightmare.
Very what's the word? Yeah, very finger control heavy with that jack that appears before the...
It's a real coordination tester. Really have to... It's all about these releases and making sure that you're reading both sides of the screen.
You get this repeating pattern for quite a bit before we get into the next section.
And this next section, I believe, is going to be a little more bursty.
Here we go.
Yeah, so this is where the bursts are going to be introduced along with the coordination-heavy patterning.
Back to what we had before, which is just the mini jack followed by that ripple.
And we got some more bursts to wrap it up. Overall, it's really meant to be this. It's really meant to be a foil to LN1. It's meant to be super technical, super coordination and stagger focused.
Very release focused.
That's LN2. Now, what's LN3? That's going to be our wild card. It's going to be Angelic Jelly 1.15. So this is going to be our speed tester, and this is probably going to be the pick that appeals to the Rice players the most, as I would say this is probably the closest to conventional density. Well, I would say this approaches conventionality in one sense, while LN1 approaches conventionality in a different sense. This one is meant to test your speed / wild card ability, since there's some non-trivial releases here
This is
that you have to be wary of.
one of few maps part of Mint's Epazolite LN series.
Right, and
They're all worth checking out.
these patterns are kind of fast, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward. You have to be careful on the releases. You have to have some finger control when playing this map. And this map also isn't even that long, but it just means you really have to be careful. You don't really have a lot of room to recover.
Shorter picks are always more interesting as there's less time to recover, which is what you just said.
Yes.
I believe that's it for all the normal picks.
Right, so Tiebreaker, it's a custom. Who's it by? It's by Simatu. It's Extra Judgment by Ciatris. And it's going to be our first custom Tiebreaker. Shout out to Simatu. Everybody hype Simatu up in the chat.
Big thank you for getting this done.
Yeah, so now there's going to be a little bit of a genre change. There's a little bit, yeah, you can see the patterns get a little bit unorthodox.
I'm always down for jazzy stuff like this.
And here's a section that may trip some players up.
That's quite the miss.
We're going halfway into this pick. A little of a downtime. And here comes the main difficulty in the second drop. They got some LNs. So that was the LN section, and I believe now we're gonna have a little bit we've got some heavy rice coming up.
Yeah, this is the speedcore part of the song, so you can expect a lot of this.
And that's gonna be it for the tiebreaker.
Indeed.
And what an insane score from Nico Aimbot. Only 16,200 on the entire pick.
Making it
Insane.
look easy.
Yeah, so I don't really have too much to say other than these pools are, I wouldn't say they're a big step up from round of 16, but I'd say things are getting kind of technical. They're getting kind of interesting. I hope you enjoy these pools, and I wish you the best of luck in next week's matches. I'm True, and I've been joined here by Alexire.
It was nice commentating.
Absolutely, and it was nice having you on board, and it was definitely nice commentating.
Yep.
And I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week when matches happen. So have fun.
Goodbye.